So before I dive into how to start a business, I just want to share my experience business-wise. So my business journey started when I was sick and I was given a chicken by the old man. I was in the village back then. That's the beauty of villages in Botswana. So I was given this chicken and I didn't know, I didn't have anywhere to put this chicken. I like this chicken. So then I decided to build a chicken coop. Now the first chicken coop that I built was not as strong, such that when it rained, water will actually drip in and the chicken will be all wet, and it wasn't a good sight. So then I decided to build a one room with bricks. And while I was on that, I actually started the structure at my grandma's place and I did not complete it. Because when I was doing that, a thought came to me of maybe having a poultry house. And then with the help of my mom, we bought a farm and got a loan and we built chicken houses. That's how my business story began. But learn from the mistakes, and that's why I'm sharing. Learn from my mistakes because the first thing back then, that was in 2014. Now, where we were by then, we do not have any shop that sold chicks or chicken feeds. So I was getting these from a city that is 500 kilometers from where I was, and that was the expense, transport expenses, and again I did not have the water. The other thing that I did not factor in was the issue of water. I did not have water, but the chickens to thrive, you need water. So that is the mistake. Number two, that was the transport from where I was getting the materials, or I don't know whether you call them materials or what. And the fact that I did not have water on the field. By the way, if you're still watching, please remember to subscribe. We want to at least cross 1.1. I'll be very happy if you can do that. And you give a video a thumbs up. I'll also appreciate it. So the other mistake that I had was that I did not have enough storage for storing chickens. So, and I relied on door-to-door base. I can just imagine that people will not buy 50 chickens at once. So those were some of the mistakes that I did. I did not have enough storage. I did not have where I take my products to. But fortunately enough, God intervened, and I was able to be awarded a tender to supply a junior school in one of the villages, and that was my breakthrough. So the mistake that I want you to remember is you need to know where you're going to take your products before you can even start. If it's something like the chickens, make sure that you have enough storage to store them once they are slaughtered. So yes, when I got the tender, the money started getting in, and money is good. So we were delivering once in a week, and that will be 4 times in a month, and every delivery we were getting 7.8 pula, that is 780, approximately 780 US dollars, and that was good money back then. That was in 2014 at 20, I'm not too sure the exact year when we got this tender, but yes, 7.8 times 4, that was good money. But the thing with this poultry business is you just need to know that especially if you're not making your own feeds, and in my case I need also to factor in transporting those the chicks and the feeds. So my expenses, we're looking at more than 50%. That will be probably 65% was going back into the business so that I can keep it running. So also factor in the expense that you're going to create. So now, how do you start a business? Because that's the reason why you are here. Number one, you need to decide on the kind of business you want to venture in. Passion versus a business that generates income. Go for a business that generates income. Passion won't pay the bills, but a business that generates income will pay the bills. So number two, you then need to bounce the idea with a few close friends, or for me, it was my family that I talked with, and together we ended up seeing that yes, there's a need and there's potential for generating money. This is what I did, but there are different thoughts. There are those who believe that once you have decided on what to do, you immediately dive into a business plan mode. But for me, I think that bouncing the idea with other people to check whether you are on the right track is the way to go, because you don't want to dive into a business plan only to realize that probably your thought has to be fine-tuned or changed altogether. So yeah, number two, I bounced the idea of the business idea with a few close friends, and make sure that it is people that you trust. You don't want to share your idea with somebody and having that person run away with the idea. Yeah, this world is it's unfortunately it can be messy. Yeah. So once you have decided on the kind of business you want to pursue, and once you have validated that idea, you can now sit to draft a business plan. And remember, this is just an initial business plan. It might not be as detailed. You just want to see and verify the numbers, because the numbers are very, very important. And you want to see first, you need to know where you're getting your in a case of a business where you need raw materials, you need to establish where you'll be sourcing out your raw materials. In my case, I knew that what I needed, that the chicks and fish, I was getting them from a town that was 500 kilometers from where I was. So with that came also the expense of transport. So also look into the issue of transport if whatever you're getting is not where you are located. Also factor in the money or in the investment that you need for you to start up. And by the way, sometimes, not sometimes, it's good to have big dreams, but as a startup, you want to start small so that you grow. The mistake that I did is that I had this huge appetite, and I bought a lot of chicks. I think it was 1,000, and I was just starting, so I didn't know how to take care of the chicks. Yes, I had read, there's something, there's theory and there's practicals. These are two different things. So you want to start small, but with the mind of scaling up. So also you need to look into the employees that you want to engage, how many, and also do you have enough resources to cater for at least 3 to 6 months of the business startup. Because the thing with businesses is, yes, you might be having an idea that you're going to generate income, that's the ultimate, but in the meantime, when you're starting, remember, you're still new and people do not know you. So you want to be sure that at least for the first 3-6 months you have enough money that will help you to continue running the business while you're trying to break even and making profit. So depending on the kind of a business, you might also need to put in office rentals. That is if you'll be renting. But if you are in a farm, just ensure that all the structures are intact. And so factor each and everything that you're going to need for your business to run. So once the business plan is complete, you can now do what is called as the market research. But what I did, because I was still new in this business world, I just bought the chicks and the feeds, and I marketed while the chickens were now growing. And yeah, but what is advised is that you do a market research before anything else. Yeah. Because with the market research, you are not estimating or just thinking that you get sales, but you are somehow with the way they do it, they are able to project that you are likely to make sales or you are likely to make losses. So once you have the business plan already intact, you can now start your business. You can launch your business, and congratulations, you are a business owner. And if you don't have money to start up, you want to approach different banks, there are those banks that will require you to have a thorough written business plan that can be attached to your application. So this is the time where you can now engage somebody with the expertise of writing down business plan to assist you, and you can approach a bank to help you with a loan for you to start. So yes, once you start sales, remember to have your books intact, and that is your financial books intact, because you need to keep thorough records for your business to eventually succeed. So those are the steps. The initial part, you learned from what I did, the mistakes that I did, and I gave you from my experience the steps that you should take when you're starting a business. If you find it of value, please so you can follow, but if there are things that are not applicable to you, feel free to leave. Otherwise, thank you once again for tuning in, and please remember to subscribe. We want to at least jump over 1.1. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you in my next video.